Soy sauce looks simple, right? Dark liquid, salty taste, essential for Asian cooking, straight from fermented soybeans and time-honored tradition. But grab the wrong bottle and you're getting acid-processed chemicals, artificial flavor enhancers, and colored salt water, all marketed as authentic fermentation. For seniors managing heart conditions or families trying to cook healthy meals, that's not traditional seasoning. It's industrial chemistry disguised as culinary tradition. In today's video, we're counting down 5 soy sauce brands you should avoid at all costs, even if they look authentic on the shelf. Stay tuned till the end, because we'll reveal the safe alternatives actually worth your trust and your money. Soy sauce isn't as light as it looks. 5. Lachchoy soy sauce. For decades, Lachchoy has been the friendly face of Asian American cooking. That familiar red label, the promise of authentic Oriental flavor, the convenience of finding it in every grocery store. Families trusted it to make homemade stir-fries taste like takeout. But in 2019, food safety investigators uncovered something disturbing about America's most popular soy sauce brand. Laboratory analysis revealed that Lachchoy doesn't use traditional fermentation at all. Instead of aging soybeans naturally for months, they use acid hydrolysis, a chemical process that breaks down soy proteins in hours using hydrochloric acid. Open a bottle of Lachchoy and taste it straight. Notice how it hits sharp and metallic, then fades to a bitter aftertaste that clings to your mouth. Real soy sauce develops complex, rounded flavors through slow fermentation. This tastes harsh because it's been chemically rushed. Here's where it gets serious for families. When soy proteins are treated with hydrochloric acid, a compound called 3-MCPD forms as a byproduct. The FDA and European authorities have studied 3-MCPD for years because animal studies linked high levels to kidney and reproductive damage. Check the sodium content while you're reading labels. 1 tablespoon contains 900 milligrams of sodium, nearly 40% of what kids should consume in an entire day. Unlike naturally fermented soy sauce that gains depth from time, Lachchoy relies on excessive salt to mask the missing complexity. Food scientists have documented how acid hydrolysis creates flavors that never existed in traditional brewing. You're not getting fermented soy sauce. You're getting chemically processed liquid that mimics the appearance while delivering industrial byproducts. The transformation of American soy sauce began in the 1960s when food manufacturers discovered they could replace traditional fermentation with industrial chemistry. What used to require wooden barrels, careful temperature control, and master brewers monitoring fermentation for months became a factory process completed in days. Chinese-American families who immigrated decades earlier remember when Lachchoy actually tasted different. Before mass production took over, the company used slower brewing methods that created deeper, more authentic flavors. But as demand grew and profits mattered more than patience, the shortcuts became standard practice. The economic pressure to compete with cheaper imports pushed American manufacturers toward faster production methods. Acid hydrolysis allowed companies to produce thousands of gallons in the time traditional fermentation took for hundreds. Wall Street rewarded speed, not authenticity. The company's response to safety concerns? Minimal. They meet FDA limits for 3-MCPD, but continue marketing chemical shortcuts as authentic flavor to families who assume soy sauce means fermented soybeans. For parents trying to cook healthy meals at home, Lachchoy represents everything wrong with convenience food marketing. You think you're adding authentic Asian flavor to family dinners, but you're serving chemical experiments disguised as traditional condiments. Meanwhile, real fermented soy sauce costs the same and delivers actual umami without industrial byproducts or excessive sodium. So while that red label promises authentic taste, you're gambling with your family's health for the convenience of chemical speed over natural time. Skip the factory shortcuts and choose soy sauce that's actually fermented, not chemically processed in industrial tanks. Have you ever wondered why your homemade stir-fry never tastes like restaurant food? What soy sauce brand do you swear by? 4. Kikkoman. Less sodium soy sauce. Your doctor said to watch your sodium, so you switched to Kikkoman's less sodium version, thinking you were following medical advice. Heart-healthy messaging, reduced sodium claims, the same trusted brand name. You felt responsible about managing your blood pressure. But here's what your cardiologist didn't tell you about what happens when food companies reduce sodium in fermented products. They replace it with potassium chloride and other salt substitutes that can interact dangerously with common heart medications. A single tablespoon still contains 575 milligrams of sodium, plus potassium compounds that seniors on ACE inhibitors shouldn't consume without medical supervision. The medical community trusted Kikkoman to create genuinely healthier products for heart patients. Instead, the company created a marketing solution that targets the exact population most vulnerable to electrolyte imbalances. Open both bottles side by side and taste the difference. The regular version flows smooth and balanced. The less sodium version tastes artificially sweet with a chemical aftertaste. That's because they've added corn syrup and flavor enhancers to compensate for reduced salt. Here's the medical irony. Many seniors take medications like lisinopril, enalapril, or spironolactone that tell their kidneys to retain potassium. Add potassium chloride from heart-healthy soy sauce, and blood levels can spike dangerously within hours. Meanwhile, the reduced sodium comes with a trade-off: increased sugar content and artificial flavor enhancers that can spike blood glucose. You followed cardiac advice and accidentally sabotaged your diabetes management. Emergency room doctors have documented cases of seniors hospitalized with hyperkalemia after switching to potassium-based, low-sodium products without checking medication interactions. The medical establishment's relationship with food companies creates dangerous blind spots in patient care. When cardiologists recommend reduced sodium products, they assume manufacturers will simply use less salt. They don't expect companies to substitute potentially dangerous compounds that interact with medications their patients take daily. Dr. Sarah Chen, a geriatric cardiologist at Mayo Clinic, explained the systemic problem. We tell patients to reduce sodium, but we don't have time to review every food label for potassium compounds or artificial additives. We trust that heart healthy means safe for heart patients. That trust is being exploited. The pharmaceutical industry requires extensive interaction testing before new medications reach patients. The food industry operates under different rules, where generally recognized as safe ingredients can be combined without testing how they affect people taking multiple medications. For seniors genuinely trying to follow medical dietary advice, Kikkoman. Less sodium represents the food industry's exploitation of health-conscious consumers. You get medication risks disguised as medical compliance. The bottle warns about potassium content in fine print most people never read. Your doctor suggested less sodium, not potassium compounds that interact with your prescriptions. Skip the medical marketing and use regular soy sauce in smaller amounts. Your heart medications deserve better than chemistry experiments disguised as cardiac care. Are you on heart medication and using reduced sodium products? Has your doctor ever warned you about potassium interactions? If you're starting to question what's really in your condiment collection, hit subscribe. We expose food industry deceptions like this every week to help you make safer choices for your family. 3. Great value soy sauce. The word value is splashed across the label with promises of being naturally brewed. For seniors on fixed incomes, great value soy sauce feels like smart shopping. Why spend $4 on name brands when this delivers the same dark color and salty taste for under $2? But here's why that bargain price should raise red flags instead of saving money. Real soy sauce fermentation takes 6 to 18 months in traditional brewing. Great Value cuts that down to 3 to 4 weeks using accelerated fermentation with added enzymes and temperature manipulation. You're not getting aged complexity, you're getting rushed chemistry. Then there's the math that doesn't add up. Legitimate soy sauce production costs include months of warehouse space, fermentation monitoring, and quality control testing. So how does Great Value sell below actual production costs? Do the breakdown yourself. Traditional brewing requires $3 to $4 per bottle in materials, time, and facility costs. Great Value retails for $1.89. Where's the profit margin? There isn't one, unless they're cutting corners on the process that creates real flavor. Independent taste tests consistently show Great Value lacks the depth and balance of properly fermented soy sauce. The liquid runs thin and tastes one-dimensional, salty without the complex amino acids that develop during slow fermentation. Pour it next to authentic soy sauce and watch the difference. Real sauce clings slightly to the spoon and has rich amber color variations. This flows like colored salt water because that's essentially what speed fermentation produces. Have you ever bought value soy sauce thinking it was the same as premium brands? What made you realize the quality difference? For seniors managing grocery budgets while trying to maintain nutrition, Great Value represents the hidden cost of cheap food. You save $2 up front, but lose the amino acids, natural glutamates, and balanced minerals that make soy sauce nutritionally valuable. The real expense comes later. Without proper fermentation, you need more sauce to achieve the same flavor satisfaction. That cheap bottle gets used up faster, contains more sodium per serving, and delivers less nutritional benefit than traditional brewing. What looks like smart spending becomes expensive when you calculate sodium per flavor unit and nutritional value per dollar spent. The economics of industrial fermentation reveal how cost-cutting affects quality at every level. Traditional soy sauce breweries employ master brewers who taste batches weekly, adjust temperature and humidity, and make decisions based on decades of experience. Industrial facilities employ technicians who monitor computer screens and follow predetermined formulas. The difference shows up in the final product. Real fermentation creates hundreds of flavor compounds through complex biochemical processes that scientists still don't fully understand. Accelerated fermentation produces a fraction of those compounds, then relies on artificial additives to approximate the missing complexity. Walmart's purchasing power allows them to demand prices so low that suppliers must choose between profit margins and production quality. The result isn't just cheaper soy sauce, it's fundamentally different chemistry disguised as the same product. Skip the false economy and invest in properly fermented soy sauce that delivers actual value through authentic brewing processes. 2. Kum Kee Premium Soy Sauce. When you're grocery shopping, it's easy to get drawn in by that elegant bottle with gold trim and traditional Chinese characters. Premium positioning, heritage marketing, promises of authentic Hong Kong flavor since 1888. Looks like you're investing in genuine craftsmanship, right? But that premium price doesn't always mean premium ingredients. Let's start with what food scientists found when they analyzed Kum Kee's premium formula. Despite the luxury packaging, it contains sodium benzoate, caramel coloring, and flavor enhancers like disodium inosinate, the same artificial additives found in cheap grocery store brands. Why does that matter? Because you're paying $6 to $8 for what amounts to mass-produced soy sauce with expensive marketing. The heritage comes from the label design, not the brewing process. Then there's what's actually inside that premium bottle. Real aged soy sauce develops complex flavors through months of natural fermentation. Kum Kee shortcuts that process with chemical flavor enhancers that make sodium taste louder without adding authentic depth. One investigation revealed the manufacturing happens in industrial facilities designed for volume production, not artisanal brewing. The traditional methods mentioned on the label refer to recipe origins, not current production processes. Compare the price to actual craft-brewed soy sauce. Authentic small-batch producers charge similar prices but deliver genuinely aged products without artificial enhancers. Kum Kee charges premium prices while using industrial shortcuts. For health-conscious seniors willing to invest in quality ingredients, Kum Kee Premium represents pure markup for packaging rather than process improvements. That extra cost pays for gold foil and heritage marketing, not better fermentation. The sodium content runs just as high as cheaper alternatives, around 900 milligrams per tablespoon. While artificial flavor enhancers train your taste buds to expect unnaturally intense saltiness in food. So while that premium bottle looks like authentic craftsmanship, you're paying luxury prices for the same industrial chemistry found in budget brands. Skip the premium marketing theater and choose soy sauce that's actually aged instead of artificially enhanced. And smash that like button if you've been fooled by premium food packaging that hides cheap ingredients. 1. Takeout packets. This is it, the absolute worst offender. Not premium brands with artificial enhancers or budget shortcuts, but those tiny plastic packets that flood nursing homes, hospitals, and care facilities across America. And what's inside isn't soy sauce at all. In 2020, the largest food service investigation in decades uncovered something alarming about institutional soy sauce packets. Major suppliers were distributing products that contained no fermented soybeans whatsoever, just water, salt, corn syrup, and caramel coloring. Laboratory analysis revealed these packets contained industrial food-grade chemicals designed to mimic soy sauce appearance without any actual brewing process. Facilities caring for vulnerable seniors were unknowingly serving colored salt water disguised as traditional condiments. The institutional food supply chain investigation traced contaminated packets back to factories that produce soy-style seasoning for mass distribution. No fermentation tanks, no aging process, no soybeans, just mixing vats combining water, sodium, artificial flavoring, and brown dye. Open one and taste it directly. The liquid hits sharp and chemical, burns slightly, then leaves a metallic residue that clings to your mouth. That's because you're consuming industrial flavoring compounds never intended for direct consumption. The targeting of vulnerable populations makes this particularly disturbing. Nursing homes and assisted living facilities rely on these packets because they're cheap, shelf-stable, and portion-controlled. But residents with compromised immune systems and medication sensitivities are consuming fake food products disguised as real condiments. Food safety advocates documented facilities serving thousands of these packets monthly to seniors who trusted they were receiving actual soy sauce with their meals. Instead, they got chemistry experiments that provide no nutritional value while delivering excessive sodium loads. The institutional supply companies profit from regulatory gaps that don't require clear labeling on single-serving packets. Facilities order soy sauce packets and receive industrial liquid that meets no traditional soy sauce standards. For families with elderly relatives in care facilities, these packets represent the industrialization of institutional neglect. The most vulnerable Americans are being served fake food while their families assume they're receiving proper nutrition. The criminal negligence isn't just ingredient fraud, it's the systematic deception of people who can't advocate for themselves. The institutional food supply chain operates with minimal oversight compared to retail products. While grocery store soy sauce faces FDA labeling requirements, institutional packets often slip through regulatory gaps designed for food service rather than consumer protection. Nursing home administrators, focused on budget constraints and regulatory compliance in other areas, rarely investigate the contents of condiment packets. They order soy sauce from approved suppliers and assume they're receiving legitimate products. The residents who consume these fake condiments daily have no way to advocate for themselves. Family members visiting elderly relatives often bring real food from home, not realizing that even basic condiments served by the facility may be industrial imitations. The systematic deception extends beyond individual products to represent a broader failure to protect vulnerable populations from food fraud. Congressional investigations into institutional food quality have documented widespread cost-cutting that prioritizes profit over nutrition, particularly in facilities serving populations with limited advocacy power. Check what your elderly relatives are actually being served. Real soy sauce lists fermented soybeans as the first ingredient, not water and corn syrup. Do you have elderly relatives in care facilities? Have you ever checked what condiments they're actually being served? After exposing acid-processed chemicals that replace traditional fermentation, reduced sodium deceptions targeting heart patients, budget brands rushing months of brewing into weeks, premium bottles charging luxury prices for factory additives, and institutional suppliers serving colored saltwater to vulnerable seniors, you might think authentic soy sauce has disappeared completely. It hasn't. Hidden among the industrial shortcuts, a few brands still honor the slow fermentation that creates real umami without artificial enhancers. Finally, two soy sauce brands that still remember what fermentation means. Safe. Pick one. Kikkoman. Naturally brewed soy sauce. This authentic soy sauce does something radical in an industry full of chemical shortcuts and artificial enhancers. It keeps fermentation honest. Kikkoman uses traditional brewing that takes months, not weeks. Whole soybeans, roasted wheat, salt, and water ferment naturally in controlled conditions until enzymes create genuine amino acids and complex flavors. No acid hydrolysis, no artificial accelerants, no laboratory shortcuts. Third-party testing confirms what you can taste immediately. Clear amber color from natural fermentation, balanced sodium levels that enhance food instead of overpowering it, and umami depth that comes from patient brewing, not chemical enhancement. Open a bottle and you immediately notice the difference. The liquid flows with slight viscosity, smells warm and rounded instead of sharp, and tastes layered. Salt first, then wheat sweetness, then lingering savory depth. Nothing artificial, nothing rushed, nothing that requires medication warnings. Compare this to the soy sauces we just exposed. Acid-processed chemicals masquerading as fermentation, premium bottles with artificial flavor enhancers, budget shortcuts that strip away authentic complexity. Kikkoman delivers the opposite. Real time, real fermentation, real flavor. For seniors managing sodium intake, the balanced formulation means you need less sauce to achieve the same flavor satisfaction. Real fermentation creates natural glutamates that enhance taste without requiring excessive salt loads. Use it for cooking where authentic flavor matters. Marinades, stir-fries, or dipping sauces where chemical shortcuts become obvious. The natural fermentation handles heat properly, developing deeper flavors instead of turning bitter like artificial alternatives. Kikkoman proves that traditional brewing doesn't require premium pricing or marketing gimmicks, just soybeans, wheat, salt, water, and time. The way fermentation was meant to work. How do? How you tell if soy sauce is naturally fermented? What should we look for on the ingredient list? Safe pick 2. Yamasa soy sauce. This artisan soy sauce does something that mass producers have been trying to replicate for decades with flavor enhancers and chemical shortcuts. It delivers complexity that only comes from centuries of brewing expertise. Yamasa has been fermenting soy sauce since 1645 in Choshi, Japan, where ocean air and consistent temperatures create ideal brewing conditions. Their process remains unchanged: whole soybeans, roasted wheat, sea salt, and thyme. No artificial accelerants, no preservatives, no shortcuts that compromise the fermentation cycle. Independent chef testing confirms what you can experience immediately: deep mahogany color with golden highlights from extended aging, rich aroma that combines roasted grain with subtle smokiness, and layered taste that builds complexity instead of hitting one-note saltiness. Open a bottle, and the difference becomes obvious. The sauce pours with natural thickness, releases warm grain aromas instead of chemical sharpness, and tastes balanced: sweet, salty, and umami notes that complement each other rather than competing. This represents specialty brewing done right. Instead of charging premium prices for artificial flavor enhancement, Yamasa focuses on perfecting fermentation techniques passed down through generations. No exotic marketing claims, just authentic craftsmanship that delivers superior cooking performance. For home cooks who want restaurant-quality results, the natural complexity means you can use less sauce while achieving deeper flavors. Real fermentation creates amino acid profiles that enhance food instead of masking it with excessive sodium. Use it where subtlety matters: sushi, sashimi, delicate fish dishes where artificial enhancers would overpower natural flavors. The traditional brewing creates stable compounds that maintain flavor integrity under different cooking conditions. Choose Yamasa when you want to experience what soy sauce tastes like when time and expertise replace chemistry and shortcuts. It proves that authentic doesn't have to mean expensive, just patient. And there you have it, from acid-processed chemicals disguised as authentic fermentation to heart-healthy formulas that interact dangerously with medications, budget shortcuts that rush months of brewing into weeks, premium bottles charging luxury prices for artificial enhancers, and institutional packets serving colored saltwater to vulnerable seniors. We've exposed what's really hiding behind those familiar soy sauce labels. The truth is, the soy sauce industry counts on you not understanding fermentation processes, not reading ingredient lists for chemical additives, and not realizing that naturally brewed, premium, or reduced sodium doesn't automatically mean healthier or more authentic. They're betting on convenience shopping and brand loyalty to keep you buying industrial shortcuts while thinking you're adding traditional flavor to your meals. The good news? You now know what to avoid and what to trust. Whether it's choosing naturally fermented soy sauce over acid hydrolyzed alternatives, reading labels to spot artificial flavor enhancers, or understanding that real brewing takes months, not weeks, small choices make massive differences in the authenticity and safety of what you're consuming. Your family deserves condiments that enhance food through traditional craftsmanship instead of chemical shortcuts that prioritize speed over safety. And that's exactly why we make these videos for you. So, if today's soy sauce investigation opened your eyes to what's really in those bottles, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another food industry exposé. We've got more deep dives coming your way, from cooking oils to breakfast cereals, all designed to help you choose real food and protect your family's health. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay sharp, eat authentic, and keep rising above the marketing.